Let's have a quick conversation about Debt Payoff Planner versus Facet Wealth versus Banktivity. Of course, we are speaking about budgeting app, or if you will, if you want, personal finance software. So here's a prologue to this comparative analysis. So I want to first start with Debt Payoff Planner. So when you think about Debt Payoff Planner, I want you to think about simplicity, but most primarily, I want you to think about paying off debt. Okay. So Debt Payoff Planner is not going to help you in terms of budgeting, in terms of investing, in terms of cash flow management or cash inflow or cash outflow management. No, this app is primarily, as the name implies, helping you actually paying off debt. Okay. I mean, the downside to automation is that it doesn't work for hands-on people. That is, those who lack more control. This is where manual input apps like the Debt Payoff Planner reign supreme. So this free app has a dated user interface, so it's something to really to have in the back of your mind. But the thing is that if you forget about the the data interface, the user interface, the UI and UX being a little outdated. But the cool thing is that the app actually helps you manage your debt without taking over your financial life. So that's really cool in terms of flexibility. And so what happens here is that you input your debt balance along with the starting balance or what's left, the minimum payment, and the annual percentage rate for each debt you owe, the APR for each debt you owe. Next, you choose how you want to tackle the debt. And when it comes to tackling the debt, you have a lot of possibilities. You can choose that snowball method. You can choose avalanche method. You can choose or something in between or something totally different. Okay. For example, do you want to start with the debt with the smallest balance, known as the debt snowball method? What if you would prefer to pay off the debt with the highest interest rate first, known as the debt avalanche method? And the cool thing is that this app gives you also the option to pay down your debts in any order you list. After that, the app will tell you its suggested plan, the length of the plan, and the expected date of total debt payoff. And once you have chosen a strategy, you will need to manually input the app with the payments you make. You can request email reminders and track your success. And one big advantage for this app is the ability to see the results of making, say, minimum payments versus additional payments. This feature will help you have a clearer picture of the length of time it will take you to pay off your debt if you only paid the minimum versus if you actually pay more. So one thing for sure, if you are interested in a personal finance software tool to help you with investment, don't go with Debt Payoff Planner. If you're looking for a budgeting app, don't go with a Debt Payoff Planner. Okay, this is strictly, I think I've said this before, this is strictly for paying off debt, for monitoring your debt payoff journey. Okay, now in terms of the reviews are overwhelmingly positive, I would say, and in the Google Play Store, for instance, users ranked this app 4.3 stars out of 5, while Apple users gave it 4.6 stars. So you have a pretty high ranking here. Even though the user interface might be outdated, it's still kicking ass. This software this app is still doing great stuff. A few of the positive users have listed where that the app does all the calculations for you. And it's a great tool for individuals who use either the debt snowball method or the debt avalanche method. So you have flexibility there. And one common negative with this app is that the app doesn't allow you to submit another payment you may have made within one billing cycle. However, it seems that the app developers took to the constructive criticism and added that feature to the app. So this is kind of cool. So, but one thing for sure, this is a free app, so do not expect anything extraordinary. It does what it's supposed to do. In other words, it helps you track certain features when it comes to your debt payments. That's the most important thing. But as the name says, Debt Payoff Planner is an app designed to help consumers construct a detailed plan to pay off their debts, and it really simplifies the payoff process through a user-friendly UI. Even though the UI is sort of outdated, but the UI actually encourages users to stay on the app and track their goals. And that's kind of cool. And this app can minimize the anxiety of, let's say, monitoring multiple credit cards, loans, car payments, and medical bills, for instance. Okay, and so you can select from several payoff strategies while displaying your remaining balances, APRs, and minimum payments through vibrant easy to read graphs. I want to talk to you now about Facet Wealth. We are still having a conversation about budgeting apps. We are comparing and contrasting Debt Payoff Planner, Facet Wealth, and the third one is actually Banktivity. Now, so if you are thinking about Debt Payoff Planner and thinking about paying off debts, with Facet Wealth, think about investment. Think about investment tracking. Think about investment optimization, okay? And Facet actually aims to make affordable fiduciary financial planners available to middle-class investors. So working with Facet could be right for you. If you need, let's say, more support than you can get through a basic robo-advisor, but when someone who is ethically and legally bound to serve in your best interest, but you don't have the portfolio or connections to pick an individual advisor you can trust. So you can see that the focus here when it comes to Facet Wealth is primarily on investment. It's primarily on brokerage account. It's primarily on stuff like stocks, bonds, that kind of stuff. And Facet's fixed fee, their fees are in line with industry trends, but may end up being quite high for low balance clients. So be very careful there. So what are the pros and cons here? When we think about Facet, the pros first, you have up to 4 virtual meetings in year 1 and varying sessions based on membership tier in year 2 and 3 and 4. You have fiduciary financial advisors, no minimum investment requirements, and you also have holistic short and long-term financial planning. So that's kind of cool in terms of flexibility. We love that a lot. What about the cons here? Well, fees can be prohibitively expensive for smaller portfolios, somewhat opaque fee structure, and there is no in-person meetings available. So as a Facet client, you'll develop, let's say, an ongoing relationship with the fiduciary CFP, certified financial planner, who provides financial advice that's in your best interest, and access varies with the age of your account and your membership tier. You also have the opportunity to invest in Facet's automated portfolios at no additional cost. So this is something you can really explore. And Facet charges a flat annual fee for their services. Many financial advisors charge a fee that is a percentage of the total asset that they manage for their clients. 1% of assets under management is a typical fee, for example. So Facet, in our view, may be a great choice if one of these scenarios describes your situation. Let's say you want holistic financial planning, not just the managed portfolio or investment advice, a piece of investment advice. If you're interested in working with a financial advisor but always believe that they were too expensive or were turned off by the potential conflicts of interest, if you, let's say, you don't have time to optimize your investing and you want to outsource the job to a qualified professional, this could be a possibility. You've reached the limits of your financial knowledge and want to work with a professional who can help you make investing decisions you're not comfortable making on your own. You're currently a client of a financial advisor who puts in investments and recommends products you're not sure are in your best interest, and you just received a windfall and have no idea how to handle it. So let me break it down for you. When we talk about Facet Wealth, how does it work? Well, working with Facet starts with a free phone consultation with a Facet expert who is essentially a sales rep, okay? And if that goes well, you'll meet virtually with one of Facet's CFPs. And if you like what you hear in this initial consultations, you become a member, quote unquote member, right, of Facet, which is the company's euphemism for a client. As a member, you'll work with your CFP, who acts as your financial life coach, as Facet describes it. And you will meet with your CFP according to the access included in your membership throughout the year during scheduled check-ins. And what happens here is that these meetings occur via video, chat, phone, or email. And but in-person consultations are not an option, okay? And Facet's financial planners are available during regular business hours and some evenings and weekends. And they must have at least 2 years of experience working with clients. So this is kind of cool. In terms of the headcount, as of last year, the company listed about 100 to 150 CFPs on its website, and roughly 25% to 30% were women, which is similar to the percentage of women CFPs who hold the credential in the industry as a whole. In terms of fees, they charge from $2,000 to $6,000 depending on the level of service a clients require. Okay, we're talking here about the annual fee, okay? And they charge a flat annual fee instead of a fee based on the percentage of assets under management. And this fee range is in line with the rates from advisors who charge annual retainer fees. And Facet's free initial consultation is when you tell the company's sales rep what kind of advice you need, which helps determine the amount of your annual fee. So that's an important element to think about. But overall, fantastic. What we love about Facet is that you are able to get access to a CFP. You have fiduciary financial advice. You have low or no minimum asset requirements. You have holistic financial planning. You also have low-cost investment strategies, and you have a high level of transparency. Now, on the flip side, the fee is not affordable for everyone. It's somewhat opaque in terms of fees, and the ESG portfolio may not align with your beliefs. So this is something to really think about. Let me talk to you now about Banktivity. When you think about Banktivity, what should you be thinking about? Well, Banktivity's personal finance software makes setting up your budget easy, but it charges extra for automatic syncing with your financial institutions and for its app. So if you think about the Debt Payoff Planner, think about paying off debt. If you think about Facet, think about investment. If you think about Banktivity, think about personal finance. Think about budgeting app, okay? And so Banktivity personal finance software includes strong budgeting tools and gives you multiple options for connecting to your accounts. And this program is missing some of the investment management tools that we actually just went through when it comes to Quicken, when it comes to envelopes, or when it comes to Facet Wealth. But we love the fact that Banktivity is still a strong choice for managing your finances. And so IGG Software is actually the developer of Banktivity, formerly named the iBank 5, and updates within the current version are free. But in order to upgrade to a new version, you must first pay for an upgrade license, which is available at a discounted price. So you have to really be sure that this is what you want before you actually make the move. And Banktivity offers multiple options to connect with your bank, credit union, credit card, or investment account. It offers also a direct access service that syncs with your account through a real-time connection that actually updates transactions as they occur. However, it's one of the few companies that charges extra for this service, because you have a lot of players on the market that do not charge anything for this service. And direct download is the next best option. And this allows you to directly connect to your financial institution and download transactions into Banktivity. However, some banks may charge for this, so you want to contact your bank to verify if this is the case, because the last thing you want is to actually increase your fee platform. And alternatively, you can manually download your account data from your bank and then upload it to the program, okay? And you can also download a companion app for your iPhone and Apple Watch, but the app is not free. An iPad app is also available at an additional cost. The apps offer much of the same functionality as a full program, allowing you, let's say, to monitor budgets and upload transactions. And you can sync your mobile app to the desktop program using Banktivity's cloud sync system. Let's talk a little bit about the apps here, the operations when you think about Banktivity. So what happens here is that when you connect Banktivity to your accounts, and accounts, it can be all kinds of accounts. It can be your bank accounts, it can be your credit card accounts, it can be your investment accounts, or what have you, okay? Now what happens here is that this program automatically tags transactions. So the tagging happens because it helps you categorize later on when you analyze your cash inflow versus cash outflow. And so the activity will tag your transaction, and this saves you some of the time that comes with initially setting up the budget. And so you want to check and make sure everything is tagged correctly, because Banktivity doesn't know your life better than you do, okay? You can edit the tags as needed, and this is kind of cool. And we love the fact that Banktivity, when we tested the program, Banktivity's automated tagging was actually accurate most of the time. And so one thing you need to really understand is that when we talk about Banktivity, we're talking primarily about Mac. So this is a Mac financial software tool that allows you to pay bills online through the program. So if you are an Android user or a Windows user for that matter, you're not going to be able to download this app. And so this handy tool makes the task of tracking your spending easier, since your bills are automatically considered by the program. And so the application includes numerous reporting features such as net worth overview, spending reports, and cash flow reports. You also get reports on any investment accounts you have added to the program. And these reports are easy to use, and the graphs and charts can be easily adjusted to reflect different time periods or show information about a single category. Remember the category were very important. And you can export these reports to tax programs or as other common file tabs. Okay, you can see on the screen here is the pricing for Banktivity as of the date of this show. So you have the bronze subscription, the silver subscription, and the gold subscription. So if you have investment accounts, Banktivity includes some tools to help you monitor these investments and see how they impact your overall financial picture. And you can see actually a high-level overview of your portfolio and track the performance of various assets. However, it doesn't have the capability to compare your portfolio to the market or even track fund fees, which really limits you from seeing the full picture of your portfolio's value. So this is what it is. So what is the strategy here? When we think about Debt Payoff Planner versus Facet Wealth versus Banktivity, which one should you go for? But before I answer the question, let's go back to Budgeting App 101. So when you think about a budgeting app, what is it? It is basically a software program that helps you track your expenses, income, and spending, and draft a budget from the convenience of your mobile device, tablet, or computer, right? So most budgeting apps sync to your bank account so that you can automatically monitor your activity in one place. And the best budgeting apps also provide snapshots of your financial history, help you make savings projections, and assist with other goals such as paying off debt or tracking investments. And what you need in a budgeting app depends on your goals or your family goals. With so many budgeting apps available online, you need one that's easy to use, provides a variety of financial tools, and connects with external accounts, all at a reasonable cost. From there, it largely depends on your needs and preferences. That's the really important element to think about. So you have to see what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And so budgeting apps provide a way to keep track of your income and spending in one place. So we love the holistic aspect of things here. And most budgeting apps connect to your bank and track your spending, bills, due dates, and other key information to help you stay on top of your finances. And the best budgeting apps also have features that help you establish savings goals and monitor all aspects of your financial life, such as your credit score or net worth. So very important to keep that in mind. And so basically, whether it's worth it or not, it's definitely worth it. Because if you want to automate your financial life, you got to have a clear idea of what you are looking for. So what is our selection here? Debt Payoff Planner versus Facet Wealth versus Banktivity. Which one should you go for? There is no winner here because every app actually does something different. Debt Payoff Planner, go for Debt Payoff Planner if you want to control the payment of your debt. You have a huge debt you want to monitor the payment of. Go for Facet Wealth if you have a reasonably built portfolio, investment portfolio that you want to actually have a professional actually provide guidance on. And you want to go for Banktivity if you are a Mac user who need help with budgeting. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about Debt Payoff Planner versus Facet Wealth versus Banktivity. I give you the prologue, the strategy, the selection, and now the epilogue. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.